last meeting we talked about projectiles. Wherein projectiles are objects that are thrown in the air in a certain height. Okay, so let us uh, have a recall about the parts of the projectile or the projectile motion. So here in projectile thrown in the air in a certain height, we have here again the range, wherein the range starts from the end of the height of a certain object up to the area where the object will land. So this is the range. Next is the height. So for example, this is a building. So the height of the building is also our height. And then we have here the projectile. For example, we have there the ball. When the ball is dropped or thrown horizontally, so it will be thrown horizontally up to this part. So we call this our trajectory. Okay, so we have here our projectile, which is the ball, and then the height and the range. So that is the projectiles that are thrown in the air. The next one are projectiles that are fired at an angle. Ayan, ayaw mag-focus ng mahiwagang camera. Okay. So, projectiles fired at an angle. So, for example, ito, simula dito hanggang dito, hindi na yun yung ating height. Okay? But, the same pa rin, ito pa rin yung ating range. So, range. So, maybe, a projectile, for example, we have here a cannon. So, nandito yung cannon natin. It is, syempre, nag-fire siya ng cannonball. Ayan, ball pa rin yung example natin. So, it is fired at an angle. So, example, kung ito yung ating angle. Okay, so we have here our angle. So, the projectile is fired at an angle. So, we don't know what angle it may be. It may be 20 degrees, 45 degrees, or 50 degrees. Okay, and then, of course, the projectile will eventually go down. So, kapag tapos niyan, babagsak siya. Yan. Isipin nyo na lang malayo yung ating range kasi maliit yung whiteboard ko. Okay, so kung bumagsak siya dito, what will be the height? So, the height is, eto, yung pinakamataas na naabot niya. Or the crest na tinatawag. So, we have here the maximum height reached. So, ito yung magiging height natin sa projectiles fired at an angle. Okay, but since ito pa rin yung range, and then we have here the angle, and then the height. So, ito yung diagram ng projectiles fired at an angle, and this one is the diagram ng projectiles just thrown in the air in a certain height. So, we have here the formulas that we are going to use, just like in simple projectile. We have here the formula that we are going to use in projectiles fired at an angle. So for getting the range, we have here R is equal to V. V is the speed or our velocity squared multiplied to sine. Bakit tayo may sine dyan? Yung sa sine, cosine, and tangent, that is what we use in order to get for angle. So we are just going to use sine. So, sana meron kayong mga scientific calculator. Meron din naman sa mga cellphone that you can convert it to simple to scientific calculator. Sine multiplied to 2 and then theta. Theta is the sine of an angle. So, yung given dyan, yung given sa problem na angle, so dito nyo siya isa-substitute sa sine na yan. So, velocity squared or speed squared multiplied to sine multiplied to 2 multiplied to the angle that is in the problem. divided by gravity. Again, our gravity, we have constant gravity, which is 9.8 meter per second squared. And don't forget that the unit for range is meters. Next, for getting time. So, in this one, ipapaliwanag ko siya. So, ito, getting the half time. And this one is getting the total time flight. So, for getting the half time is equal to speed or yung ating velocity multiplied to sine multiplied to the angle divided by gravity. And then we have here the total time flight na tinatawag. So kapag nakuha na natin yung half time, i-multiply lang natin siya sa 2. So that is the total time flight. So bakit dalawa pa yung kinakailangan natin na uh, time? Kasi dito sa ating diagram, so we have here a projectile fired at an angle. So ayun ulit yung ginawa ko. So, cannonball siya. So, we have here the cannonball. So, it is fired at an angle. Ito yung angle natin. Remember that our height is the maximum height reached by the projectile. So, ang maximum height niya is dito sa gitna. Ayan, ito yung ating maximum height. So, kapag itinaas natin siya, so kalahating oras lang yon. And then, yung total time flight niya ay simula dito sa point of origin hanggang doon sa last niyang range. So, nandito yung ating total time flight. That's why, imumultiply lang natin siya sa 2. So, half time multiplied to 2, we will get the total time flight. Next is for getting the height. So, for getting the height, we have here, height is equal to speed or velocity multiplied to sine multiplied to the angle and multiplied to half time minus 1/2 multiplied to gravity multiplied to half time squared. Okay, so yan yung ating para sa formula for height. So again, meters pa rin to. And then for the time, we have here seconds naman yung gagamitin natin dahil parehas naman silang time. So yan yung ating mga formula sa projectiles fired at an angle. Okay, so for the first example, we have here the problem. An object is launched at a velocity of 20 meter per second in a direction, making an angle of 25 degrees upward with the horizontal. A. What is the maximum height reached by the object? Letter B. What is the total time flight or flight time between the launch and touching the ground of the object? And letter C. What is the horizontal range or maximum multiplied above ground of the object? Next is the exercise number 2. So you're going to answer this one. So a cannon is fired at 18 meter per second at an angle of 50 degrees with the horizontal. Determine the time of flight, the maximum height, and the range of the cannonball. Okay, so let's get first the given in the problem. So in the given, we have speed is equal to 20 meter per second and the angle that's given is 25 degrees. So let us first get the range. Okay, so in order to get our horizontal range, we have here the formula speed squared multiplied to sine multiplied to 2 multiplied to the angle divided by gravity. So let us substitute our given. So we have R is equal to 20 meter per second. So squared sine 2 multiplied to our angle which is 25. So sa calculator, ang gagawin nyo muna is sine 2 multiplied to 25. So, dapat ganito yung kanyang itsura. Divided by the gravity which is 9.8 meter per second squared. Okay, so let's compute. R is equal to, we have here 400. So 20 squared is 400 meter squared per second squared. Ilalagay ko na lang dito is sine 225. Kasi sa calculator, ang gagawin nyo, hindi nyo siya i-round off sa 2 decimal places. But then, kukunin nyo lahat ng decimal niya. So, diretso lang. So, kaya nilagay ko lang dito is sine 225. Okay, yung diretsong sagot doon, 0 point something, i-multiply nyo na siya sa, i-multiply nyo na siya sa 400. And then, divided by 9.8 meter per second squared. So, makakancel natin dito yung second squared and then meter, yung isang meter. So, makakancel yung squared niya. So, the answer will be 31.26 meters. So, we already have the range which is 31.26 meters. Ayan. So, pwede nyo siyang i-try sa calculator. So, habang nagsosolve ako kanina. Okay, next. So, let's have time. Ayan. So, half time muna. So, bago naman natin makuha yung total time flight, ang kailangan muna natin kunin is yung half time. So, we have the formula. Half time is equal to speed multiplied to sine multiplied to the angle divided by gravity. While for the total time flight, we just have to multiply half time by 2. Okay? So, we have time is equal to 20 meter per second multiplied to sine and multiplied to 25 divided by 9.8 meter per second squared. Okay. So, sa calculator, so ganun din, pwedeng diretso din, 20 sine 25. So, diretso lang to. Divided by 9.8 meter per second squared. So, makakancel yung meters, makakancel yung second dito na isa. So, matitira lang yung isa natin second. So, our half time is equal to 0.86 seconds. Okay, so that is the half time. So, in order to get the total time flight, we have just to multiply 0.86 seconds into 2. So, we will get the total time flight. So, 0.86 plus 0.86 or 0.86 times 2. Okay, so we're going to get 1.72 seconds. So, this is the half time and this one is the total time flight. So, meron na tayong half time which is 0.86 seconds and total time flight which is 1.72 seconds. Ang sunod naman nating hanapin is the height. Okay, next that we're going to look for is the maximum height attained by the projectile fired at an angle. So we have here the formula, height is equal to speed multiplied to sine multiplied to the angle and multiplied to half time minus 1/2 or 0.5 multiplied to gravity multiplied to half time squared. So ito, sinulat ko na siya agad kasi medyo mahaba. Ayan. Para sure akong kasya siya dyan sa whiteboard. Okay, so height is equal to 20 meter per second multiplied to sine 25 multiplied to 0.86 seconds. So, ang nakuha ditong sagot is 7.269. So, ginawa ko lang siya na ang tawag dito. Ginawa ko lang siya na 3 decimal place. While dito sa part naman na to, so we have here, so ang unahin natin is to square the half time. So 0.86 squared multiplied to 9.8 meter per second squared multiplied to 1/2. So the answer that I got is 3.624. So we already have the two answers for these two parts of the formula. So 7.269 minus 3.624 equals 3.64 meters. So since height yung kinukuha natin, so in meters yung kanyang tawag dito. In meters yung unit niya. Okay, so we already have complete answers for the problem. So height 3.64 meters. So for the range 31.26 meters. Half time 0.86 seconds, total time flight 1.72 seconds, and for the height, which is 3.64 meters. Next will be an exercise for you to answer.